100 days of Warframe. Returning player's perspective, right? I got a list of notes that I want to talk about. I don't have a script, but I have notes. There are a lot of positives in this game. That doesn't mean there are no negatives, so there will be a bunch of talking points on both perspectives. But I'm starting with the background a little bit, okay? I did have a different account before this one. The reason I decided to make a new account, basically there was so much things in this game, I had no idea what was going on anymore. And I would say I stopped around the harder demos update, I think. I think that's true. But generally, I had no idea what was going on. I was stuck on a Kuva glitch. I remember this vividly. I was stuck on a Kuva glitch. To this day, the Kuva glitch is still there. I could not defeat the guy. I just gave up, and then I never played the game again. So I gave up really soon. But then about 3, 4, 5 months ago in September, no, late August, I started a new account, which is this one. I became a top 1% Warframe player. Am I lying? Yes. Yeah. Okay, yes. But you know what I'm not lying about? We are very close to 6,000 subscribers, okay? So don't forget to like and subscribe. Getting the likes to like 200, 250 helps a lot, as well as nice comments also helps a lot. But that's all up to you guys, okay? But seriously, I don't think I've ever... Oh yeah, by the way, I forgot to mention this. The 100 days has now turned into like 130 days. I don't know why I delayed making this video so much, but here it is, okay? Here it is. Basically, what I did want to say is that I don't think I've ever had a game where I consistently played for so many days after each other. And you're gonna hear this a lot today, except for Destiny 2. If you do take a look at what is posted on my channel, you can see a lot of Destiny videos. I think I've made more Warframe videos than Destiny videos. I'm not too sure about that. Maybe that is a fact. Maybe that isn't a fact. I don't know, honestly. But yeah, Destiny has always been my main game. My second most played game has now turned into, guess what? Warframe. So, if you know anything about the state of Destiny, it's not looking good, bruv. Shout out to Castillo. But now let's get into the first talking point, okay? I've been yapping too much now. What I wanted to talk about is variety. And variety in this game, it is actually insane, okay? Let me look at you. It is insane. If I can look at my inventory, let's go to weapons. I'm gonna scroll from top to bottom. I think I have like 100 something weapons. And out of these 100 something weapons, I think there are like more than 400 weapons in this game. I'm not too sure about that number, so correct me if I'm wrong. Warframe should offer basically characters, entire characters. You have like 63 at the moment, and that is excluding the primes, which is also insane, bro. So when it comes to variety in this game, yes, it is you can basically play how you want. What probably ends up happening for the average player, which I fall in the category of an average player, I would say, is you have all these warframes and you stick to like a selection of 5 of these warframes. For me, I would probably say I use Valkyrie Prime obviously the most. You also have Nova, Caliban, who more? Actually, I don't know. Those are my most used warframes. I don't know. It's there's a wide selection. I use a handful of those warframes on a regular basis, right? For example, right now I'm playing a crit monster sniper invisible. I'm stuttering so much. I don't even know why. Invisible sniper crit monster, bro. That's what I'm playing at the moment. You have melee characters. You have other weapon platform characters. You have like defensive characters. You have offensive characters. You have so many things. I'm starting to cry, guys. Starting to cry. It's lovely, okay? It's lovely. Now, the other side of variety that I wanted to talk about is about content. In terms of content for this game. And I don't mean content in terms of what you can play. Actually, I'm lying. That's exactly what I'm talking about. This game is so extremely giant. And the crazy thing about this is it's like 50 to 60 gigabytes or something, which... but yeah, I don't know how. But all you need to know is there are so many different things that you can do. In terms of end game, a lot of people say Warframe doesn't really have an end game. A lot of people also say Fashion Frame is the end game. Selling platinum or platinum farming is the end game. A lot of people have a lot of different opinions, right? I'm gonna be honest. The end game activities that you do have in this game, I would say, is obviously you have Steel Pet, but if you are like a little bit deep into Warframe, you know that Steel Pet isn't really that difficult, right? The only real difficult things in this game is ETA, EDA, Elite Temporal Archimedia, Elite Deep Archimedia, and I think I'm missing one thing. I guess Natural Cells. I wouldn't really count Natural Cells, right? But the reason those I forgot about this. There are also boss fights, like mega boss fights, or like I don't know how to call them. You have to do like certain objectives really long, and then you fight overly difficult bosses. I don't know. And the reason these things are difficult is literally because I don't know how these systems work, but I think it's because damage attenuation, which long story short, I think you get nerfed or your damage get nerfed. gets nerfed to a certain extent, as well as random loadouts. Yeah, I don't really like it too much, because when I say the words random loadouts, I mean it. Like, it's so extremely random, bro. For Elite Tempo Archimeda and Elite Deep Archimeda, the reason they are very difficult is because they literally take 3 weapons, 3 Warframes from your entire inventory, and you just have to use them. Actually, now I'm lying. No. You don't have to use them. You have to use them for the maximum amount of rewards, right? That's kind of the end game in this game. And for a game like Warframe, it is definitely very difficult, right, to have like a real end game, because we are literally just so we are so powerful. The entire game is power crap. They have to nerf us so much for you know, for there to be an end game, because we have people doing so much damage that they deal negative damage, and this doesn't make sense when you hear me say it, right? But if you know, you know. I think as a returning player's perspective, I would say that before I had no idea what was going on. Now, after going back into the game, I have a lot of people helping me left and right. I do have an idea what's going on sometimes, but people, the one thing I never understand this. I don't think I ever will understand this. So many people talk about like these certain interactions with certain weapons, with certain warframes, because this number is higher on this warframe, so the interaction with this weapon is better. So that's why you have to use a mod that isn't ranked up all the way, so you have to rank it up halfway. I'm yapping, bro. I probably half of you don't understand what I'm saying. The thing is, I don't even understand what I'm saying. So that is the entire thing, right? I don't think I will ever understand those things, because you have like weapons that have multiplicative calculations for condition overload or something. Yeah, bro. There's so many things in this game that I still don't understand, despite of how deep I am into the game, right? And I'll actually have a look. 1 second. It says I have about 361 hours. I think I have more than that, I'm gonna be honest. But about 360 hours deep, yeah, it is... Not everything is clear to me, basically. Which I wouldn't really say is a negative thing. I also wouldn't really say it's a positive thing. But there's a... even in the later game, there's still a gap between skill. Not really skill, but like more in terms of like weapon building, warframe building, stuff like that. I will say I am definitely capable of making a weapon build for myself or a warframe build for myself. But then people start talking about, you know, that augment mod is pretty much useless because you don't use this ability in this situation. I don't know, bro. People are smarter than me. That's basically what I'm trying to say, you know? Okay. Now, the other part of the variety that I wanted to talk about was in terms of the content that people make. Because now I am so deep into the game, I've pretty much done... I haven't done everything. There's still a pretty big list of things that I haven't done or made a video about. But imagine I've done all of those activities. Most people only care about me... Or not me specifically, but people doing a certain activity for the first time. I don't think it's gonna be very entertaining for people to watch me do ETA every single week. You know, I do that on my streams, which, by the way, follow my Twitch channel. Almost at 1,000 followers, there we go. In the top right in the description, blah, 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 blah. But I always stream me doing my weeklies. I've made one video about me doing weeklies. I don't think it's gonna be very entertaining if I do weeklies every single week and make a video about it. Maybe it is, okay, you never know. But I try to bring up unique ideas every single video, and one day that is, you know, gonna run out until Warframe puts out new content, basically. Once I achieve, you know, getting every single Warframe, maybe every single weapon, that's a stretch. I probably won't be doing that, but, you know, I think you guys know what I'm talking about currently. After I've done that, like, what's next, basically, for the content aspect, and that's where my next point comes in, which is variety gaming. I try to play different games, because right now, all the content that I can make is basically me playing on stream, opening relics, level cap, whatever. Probably getting a couple of more warframes, which I only have like 7 or 8 warframes, which equates to like, you know, 4 to 5 videos or something. After that, like, well, after that I'm cooked, you know. So I try to push me playing Resident Evil, for example. You can check out the playlist in the top right. I try to push all of those new games. I try to stream different games, stuff like that, because otherwise I would have to resort to build videos. Build videos for weapons, for warframes, whatever. Even companions, builds for literally everything. As I've told you just now, I can definitely make a build for myself, but it's bro, I know what the thing is. I could like switch to build videos, this and that, but I literally just told you, I can make builds, but I'm not ready to get flamed for my build. Because I don't know about these interactions and stuff. I know it's about testing this, testing that, but I'm not the type of guy to make tutorial videos, you know. If I do want to make Warframe content forever, I could definitely switch to builds, but, you know, if I don't want to, I don't want to, right? But I also genuinely enjoy the game Warframe, but I also enjoy, you know, games that aren't Warframe. I enjoy Resident Evil, I enjoy Megabunk, I enjoy this, I enjoy that. I can enjoy any game, basically. I think most of you could understand as well. I don't want to be only playing this game until I'm like 80 years old and then I just die. And my legacy is, you know, being a Warframe YouTuber or whatever. Obviously, I wouldn't be mad. I would accept it. I don't really care that much, but you know, I want to be known for other things. I want to do different things here and there. But that's it for variety. Now about gameplay. I think I talked just a little bit about gameplay, you know, just now. In terms of like all the different Warframes, all the different weapons, and the variety. I think that goes hand in hand with the gameplay stuff. But for example, you see me flying around right now like a maniac. I think I'm playing as a demon or something. The Warframe, demon Bro, I don't even know what the lore is behind this character. The lore and story quests, all those things is also something I want to talk about. Because I've got a lot of things to say about that, alright? But in terms of gameplay, bro, the amount of weapons you have in this game makes sure that you can make this game as still as you want, basically. So if I just died, nice. But if you feel like the game is getting a little bit still, just switch Warframes, just switch weapons. Because as I just said, most people or the average player probably ties themselves to like a handful of Warframes, like probably around 5 for me. Well, okay, Uriel could definitely be added to the list. I definitely play Uriel, Nova, Valkyr, Kullervo. I would say there's one more. I don't know. I have to go in my foundry. I don't really remember. No, I'm not an uncle. No, I'm not schizophrenic. No, I'm not. What was the word even? Dementia. There we go. I don't have dementia. See, you know how ironic that is? I forgot the word dementia. Okay, doesn't matter, bro. But yeah, there's so many different things you can do. For example, you see this entire battlefield being under fire, right? That was my Warframe, okay? You can mod them different ways. Oh man, the gameplay in this game, it's really good. It's really good. There are a lot of different things, okay? You have gameplay in terms of abilities, gameplay in terms of gunplay, and gameplay in terms of movement and stuff. And yes, I'm gonna compare it again to Destiny 2 because honestly, why not? This is my channel. I can do exactly what I want, okay? No, I'm not a dictator. Why did I start crashing out? I don't know. But I remember one time I compared Destiny 2 and Warframe in a certain aspect and someone told me, bro, you can't compare Warframe and Destiny because Destiny is like so bad or like, I couldn't care less, bro. If I want to, I'm gonna compare Rocket League to Warframe, okay? They're both competing for my time. And even apart from that, okay? I can, you know what? No. Again, I can, if I want to, I'm gonna compare Minecraft to Warframe. Because I can, okay? But seriously, apart from that, if there are two games in the world that are the most similar, what would be the most similar game to Warframe? It would be Destiny. Okay, it would be like Destiny. Honestly, I can't even think of anything else, like Borderlands or something. Yes, Destiny is in a bad state. Yes, these two games are very different. I get that. But if I want to compare them, because I want to, I can, okay? So in terms of gunplay specifically, so this is gunplay specifically, I definitely prefer Destiny's gunplay over Warframe. But that is simply because of the fact that the Warframe is third person, you know, you don't really, you can definitely get a feel for the weapon. For example, this Breton. Okay, this is not really a good weapon to compare to because it has no recoil, no nothing. But using different guns feels very unique. You have the Kuva Sobek, which is a shotgun, very fast firing if you mod it for, you know, a fast firing weapon basically. There's different screen shakes for different weapons, for different weapon types. You have SMGs, you have ARs, you have shotguns, you have snipers. You even have a melee weapon that is a shotgun sniper, a pistol. I don't even know what the melee weapon is. It's like the Redeemer or the Redeemer Prime. You can shoot the melee weapon basically. So there are so many different things, and when I say that I prefer one over the other, that doesn't mean one is worse than the other basically. So do keep that in mind, okay? People are gonna start seething as soon as I mention Destiny 2 in the same sentence as Warframe. But I think Destiny's strongest thing that it has is probably the gunplay or the gameplay in general. In terms of abilities, honestly, I would probably say Warframe because In Destiny, yes, there are a bunch of different abilities that you can use. I think I would say there are 5 subclasses per character, so that means wow, that is actually a lot of abilities. That is a lot more than I actually thought of. So like 5 times 3 at the very least. 5 times 3. No, it's actually okay. There are a lot of abilities in Destiny 2. I only play Warlock, so I don't experience the full entirety game, right? But I would still say I probably prefer Warframe's gameplay in terms of abilities over the Destiny abilities, because I've been playing Warframe. I've been playing Warlock, and I've been playing the same subclass for a long time. Or not the same subclass, the same subclasses, the same setups, basically. So there's a lot of things that I use the same, which it is in my hands to use different abilities, this and that, but some things just aren't as strong as others. And here in Warframe, there's one thing about this game. Oi, oi, oi. This is probably my favorite thing about the game. Pretty much any Warframe is viable. Pretty much any Warframe is viable. Weapons, that is a different story. Weapons is a different story. When it comes to Steel Path, some weapons and some Warframes do fall off a little bit. But in terms of Warframes, you could just add a bunch of a bunch of mods on there for survivability, and then you know, everything's alright basically. Weapons, there are certain things you can do. Most of the times when it comes to underperforming weapons, what you could do is start using Warframes that buff weapons, so basically weapon platform Warframes. But when you exclude like ETA, EDA, when you exclude Steel Path, you could literally play with the worst weapon and the worst Warframe in the game and it would still work. And a lot of people would probably tell you that there isn't a worst Warframe, that there isn't a worst weapon in this game, just because of the fact that you can mod all of these weapons in different ways. And you can mod all of these Warframes in different ways. Which, that is my favorite type of game. You can use anything, and basically it is in your hands how good it is. That is what I love the most. Those are the games that I love the most. Because it also means you can play with whatever you want. You know, there's so many endorphins like releasing in my mind right now just because of how cool this like concept is. And yes, there are definitely certain Warframes that perform better than other Warframes. There are definitely weapons that perform better than other weapons. Which, if that wasn't true, there wouldn't be a #1 most used Warframe by a high margin. Which I think I'm gonna go check the stats. All right. Okay, primary weapons. It says the #1 most used weapon is the turret, which is 9.62%, and then the second one is the Nataruk. 7.44%. That's a big percentage change, I guess, between the #2 and #1 weapon, or #1 and #2 weapon, right? Secondaries, let me see. Secondaries is a little bit closer. 8.61% for the Kuva Nukor and 8.06% for the Latham. So that definitely means the turret is being used a lot more than whatever weapon Nataruk. It's being used a lot more than the Nataruk, which I don't know, it's hard to say this with these percentages, right? Because 2% might not seem like such a big difference, but I promise you that 2% is a very big difference, okay? It's a large difference. Oh, here we go, into this giant boss fight. This is what I love to see, okay? Things that we don't really see in Warframe at all. What I love about gaming is there's always something that you've never seen before, basically. And most of the times, what you're gonna enjoy the most is things that you haven't done before. Which is why I want a Destiny 3, which is a complete sequel. Okay, yes, here we go again with Destiny 2, Destiny 3. If there is a Destiny 3, I need it to be something else than a Destiny 2. It cannot be a Destiny 2 with a lot of added aspects. No matter how many aspects you add to Destiny 2, no, I need it to be a completely separate game. Okay, but now, okay, enough ranting, let me stop. But most of the times when you're gonna have the most fun is when you play different games, when you actually try different things. If an update gets added to a game you like, which is completely different from what they normally do, that is what I like the most, you know? Like, we're fighting giant mechs. Bro, I don't even know how to explain this. We're fighting a giant... I genuinely don't know how to explain this. We're fighting a giant sentient, which is like controlling. We're fighting a little sentient that is controlling a giant sentient, basically. I think so. I'm not too sure actually, but that's basically the gist of it, right? So as you can see, there's a lot of positives in the gameplay of Warframe. My only negative is, okay, let's talk a little bit about the gameplay loop. My only negative, which I don't like about this game, honestly, I would say the circuit is probably my least liked aspect, and this went from the thing that I like the most, okay, not the most. I really liked playing the circuit, I tried I tried playing the circuit yesterday. I played for I think 5 minutes and then I alt F4 because okay, I'm sorry to my teammates, but I alt F4. I don't know. I just didn't want to play the circuit, bro. And you don't really need to play it only if you want to have to if you want to have the Warframes, which the circuit, the idea is so good. When I tell you it's so good, these Warframes, some of these Warframes have like egregious farms, bro. Farms you just don't want to do at all. So it makes sense that they made something like the circuit. I really like the concept of the circuit, right? Let me iterate it again. I really like the concept of the circuit, but I just don't like playing it, I guess. I don't know. I used to like it, but now I don't no more, so I don't know, man. Ooh, you know what? I almost forgot about this. Movement. Gameplay in terms of movement. 1,000,000% I prefer Warframe over Destiny. Destiny, the movement you have in Destiny is basically the jumps. As a hunter, you get double jumps. As a warlock and a Titan. A Titan basically gets a jetpack. Warframe gets like a glide, I guess. You also have a grapple here and there, but movement in Destiny definitely is not as advanced as it is in Warframe. And even in Warframe, like you have the bullet jump in Warframe, you have the roll in Warframe, you have Uriel in Warframe, which you just saw me flying around like a maniac. Bro, I love Uriel in a platonic way. Shout out Uriel. But yeah, in terms of gameplay, there's a lot of things. Gameplay loop, there's also a lot of things. There's so many like cool things about Warframe. Now next up, guys, next up is the community, okay? And I'm gonna sound super ungrateful right now. I already feel bad about this because I do make content on Warframe, right? I do live stream it, I do make videos about it. When okay, you know what? Let me just straight up say it. People want you to play the way that they played. A lot of people give suggestions, but a lot of people just straight up tell you how to a lot of people just straight up tell you how to play the game. They see a baby Tenno, I guess is what it's called. They get super excited, and this is, for them, it's a very positive thing. For me, if I get, like, you know, I uploaded my first video on Warframe on this channel. I don't know how many comments it got, but let's say in a span of a month, I have between 50 to 200 people telling me how to play the game. It's like, bro, I don't know. I hope you guys understand what I'm saying, because it's very like, I appreciate the help, but I'm stuttering. I'm just trying to play a game, right? That's all it is. When I live stream, for example, right now I'm Aya farming. No, I'm not really Aya farming. I'm trying to get Aya on the side, I guess. In my live stream, people keep telling me, why are you on demos? You have to go on Fortuna so you get the most Aya per minute or something. I have to say, at least in the stream, I have to say at least 5 times, guys, I'm trying to get what is it called? I'm trying to get wow. Why do I keep stuttering? I'm going crazy. Okay, that was weird. I'm sorry. I'm trying to get some endo. I'm trying to get some item stars, as well as getting Aya. That's why I gotta, you know, I gotta reiterate them. That's the reason why I am on demos, you know. Then I do it on Fortuna. Then people also aren't happy. I gotta reiterate them that I'm trying to get some standing for Fortuna because I wasn't rank 5 yet. Then they tell me you have to go to Cetus. Cetus is the best one for this and that. Like, I appreciate all the help, but some people gotta like acknowledge that I'm just trying to play a game, okay? A lot of people are just trying to play a game, right? And I appreciate it so much, because also in terms of the community, I don't know why I started off with a negative immediately when it came to the community. I think, well, I'm really a bad guy. Am I not? Wow. Am I not? Wow. This is not good, man. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry. But the negative I just mentioned is literally also a positive. People want to help you so much, and when I tell you so much, they want to help you like a lot. I don't even know, bro. One of my first gifts was a Rhino heirloom collection. I got 50 weapon slots, or no, 50 weapon slots, which is ×2, so 100 weapon slots in total, as well as 20 Warframe slots, I think. I don't even know. And that was all just because I was new to the game, bro. And I made a video about it, right? Then people get mad at me. They're like, oh, you get gifts just for playing the game. Listen. If you want to get gifts just for playing the game, make videos, okay? Just do that. Stop complaining and do it yourself, bro. Like, if you have a look at most of my fashion, I would probably say like 80%. People act like I never get my own stuff. People in my stream, they always make fun of me. They say I always get, I'm a sugar baby or whatever. Listen, I don't think I've ever asked for a gift. I just received a gift, and I appreciate the gift. Okay, I never incentivize people like, oh guys, I need this. I hope someone would have gifted me this or something. If somebody wants to give me, it's out of their own volition. I never ask, or I never, you know, you know what, it doesn't matter, you know. Basically, long story short, if people do want to give me, they can give me. If they don't want to give me, it's fine. I get a lot of people saying, oh, I'm sorry, I couldn't give you because I'm broken in Warframe right now. Bro, guys, I don't expect nothing from you guys. Guys don't have to do anything. Okay, watching is already enough. Okay, I get some nice manyan. I got some nice manyan from this. Alright, that was weird. I'm sorry. Sorry. And also, one thing that I don't really like a lot is, before I started the game, people talk a lot about, like, yeah, you can put any mods on any Warframe and you can still make it happen. There's not one way to play the game. There's not a certain way to mod a Warframe, right? Any Warframe, any weapon can be good. That's what I was told at the beginning, before I started my playthrough. Or, no, once I started my playthrough. Yet, anytime I play on stream, people make fun of my builds. People make fun of my weapon builds, my Warframe builds. In my videos, people give recommendations. Oh, why would you use this on this Warframe? And a lot of people are trying to help, but like, bro, again, all of this stems from people trying to help, and I definitely understand that. But for me, it's like I get hundreds of people, or like dozens of people coming to me, talking about I'm doing this wrong, I'm doing that wrong, talking about this activity is not optimal, talking about this build is not optimal, talking about this. I don't know, bro. Okay, let's just say it's a lot of feedback from a lot of different directions in a very short amount of time. It gets very overwhelming, alright? And you know what the craziest thing about this is? Once I'm on stream and I ask for builds, I remember this vividly. Oh man, I will never in my life forget this. I remember I was desperately trying to get a Caliban build because I don't know how to build, or this was very early in my like Warframe career. I say Warframe career really. In my Warframe playthrough, this was quite early. I had no idea how to build Caliban. I had no idea what type of Warframe he was. So I was like, guys, what mods would you recommend for this guy? What stats should I increase for Caliban? Is it duration? Is it strength, range, whatever? Nobody responded in the livestream chat. Nobody. I vividly remember this. And then when I do build a Warframe, the people just start cloning me for whatever I put on the Warframe. And the worst thing about it is they don't give recommendations on what, you know, should be replaced or should be actually put on this Warframe, what alchemy mods, whatever, this and that. Oh man, I always get fired up on my streams, man. People call me Unc all the time. I just start losing it. I just start losing it. But this community is it is pretty much one of the most like positive communities in the gaming space, I would say. People say it gets plagued by negative energy from the Destiny people, I think. I personally haven't experienced that yet, but one thing I can say about the Destiny community, I've never seen a community hate their own product so much. Bro, Destiny players are so toxic for no reason. All they have to do is not play. Bro, the people who hate on Destiny the most are the people who play it the most. I would say I don't hate on Destiny, okay? I hate the state that it is in right now. All I want is for the game to be a fun game. I say this all the time. If you watch my streams, I say this all the time. All I want is a fun game to play. It's never that deep for me. I don't care about whatever's going on currently. I just want a fun game to play. If the game isn't fun, I won't play. It's that simple. People don't enjoy their time in Destiny yet they still they still play it every single day. They boot it up every single day. They talk about how grueling the FOMO is, this and that. I couldn't care less about FOMO, bro. If I don't want to play, I don't want to play, okay? I don't think I got any of the Festival of the Gods cosmetics or the Dawning cosmetics this year because I've been playing Warframe. Bro, if I don't play, it's that simple. If I don't play, I don't play. If it's not fun, why would I spend my free time doing something that I don't enjoy, right? For me, it's never that deep for gaming, okay? Games are here to be enjoyed. It's not here to be better than this game, better statistics than this game. I couldn't care less as long as it's fun for me, okay? But if there is negativity in the Warframe community, 9 times out of 10, it's a Destiny player coming to Warframe. Which, yes, okay, that is true. I can't lie. But me personally, that's all I could say for myself. I'm never a guy to hate on games. That, to me, that is just the weirdest thing ever. I get people in my chat all the time talking about this game is the worst game ever. And then, like, they say they haven't even played it. Like what are you talking about at that point? People want a certain game to win Game of the Year, which I can understand. Like, you want a certain game to win Game of the Year, but then go on and start debating oh, this game didn't deserve Game of the Year because of these statistics and this and that. This story development in the first half of the game was better than just accept it, and you know, gaming is gaming, bro. It's never that serious. I just realized this has nothing to do with Warframe. Okay, I gotta go back to the main point of the video. Okay, 100 days in Warframe. How different is my experience from day 1 to day 100? I think if you watch my earlier videos, I talked a lot about wanting to become really overpowered, wanting to become really powerful in this game. Because I see all the videos about people hitting damage cap, level cap, this and that. And I would say I definitely achieved that. I've never hit damage cap though. I've hit some crazy numbers. Tens of millions. I don't know if I've been in the hundreds of millions. Which, yeah, somebody's gonna say, oh, you did no damage for real. You did it so much. I don't care, guys. It's never that serious. But day 1 to day 100, yes, I'm definitely at a point where I'm like, I'm happy. If I stop the game right now, I'm happy with the progress that I've made, basically. I think the next thing I'm going to talk about is gonna be one of the best aspects of Warframe, probably like... like, you know what, not even Warframe, like in terms of gaming. This is going to be monetization, alright? For example, yeah, you see me having this skin. I think this is a skin I bought from the 10th gen. The money I spent on this will go to like the artist that actually made this, which is really cool. Or like a percentage goes to the artist. Then you also have like a human skin. I don't know why I'm talking about skins by I don't even know why I'm talking about skins, but the monetization in this game is literally the best. I don't think, are there any other games out there that do the same thing like this? I honestly don't know. But the monetization in this game is literally top tier. You can buy everything with platinum, or you can buy a bunch of things with platinum. The platinum you can trade in the game. The platinum you can also obtain through in-game trading, okay? And trading in this game, let me tell you something. It is lovely, okay? You can farm, you can basically sell anything for platinum. Sometimes it's gonna be a very low amount, sometimes it's gonna be a very high amount. But everything in this game, and this, get this through your head. Everything in this game, except for like founder's things, so I think it's like a founder's weapon and a founder Warframe, Excalibur Prime. Everything in this game can be obtained for free, for literally free. Me personally, I spent a lot of money on Warframe in the month that I've been here. I think like between 200 to 300 bucks, which yes guys, I do buy my own skin sometimes, okay? I hate it when people talk about I get everything for free, okay? I spent so much money on this game, alright? As you can see, I have like, yeah, 5500 platinum right now. That's because I got a discount a couple days ago. That's why I have this much. But when I tell you that this game's monetization is literally top tier, I mean it. I mean it so much. Like, I mean it so much. It is so good to the point, and this is, bro, if this was any other company, this would be unimaginable. It's so good to the point where people want to spend money on Warframe just for the fact to give money to the devs and stuff. How good has does your like relationship with your community have to be for them to want to spend money on you just because they want to spend money on you? That is insane to me. They've done such a good job at like just being, I guess, good people, I guess. I don't know. And the sad thing about this is, how is it possible that I can't think of any other games that do this? There are probably games out there that do this, so excuse me if I don't know them, but I can't think of any other game companies that do this. So we want to see more of this, right? We want to see more of this. Warframe is living proof. If you make a good product, and Warframe has messed up in the past a couple of times. I think there was like a string of updates that people didn't like a couple years back. I don't know exactly when, or maybe even a long time back, before 2020, I don't know. But despite them messing up, they have people wanting to give them money, just throw money at digital extremes, which is, wow, that is crazy. In my live stream chat, I had someone ask me, why wouldn't Destiny just, or why wouldn't Bungie just do the same with Destiny, right? Because Destiny, it's a free-to-play game. It's not a free-to-play game, okay? Let me be the first to tell you. It's a free-to-try game, okay? If you want to experience 100% of the game, you literally have to spend money. I'm pretty sure it's like 80 bucks a year. People would argue that it's like 100 bucks. I'm pretty sure it's not 100 bucks. In terms of content, in terms of the DLCs, there are 2 DLCs that cost like 40 bucks, I think. So that means 40 bucks times 2, 80 bucks a year. Let's just say it's about 80 to 100 bucks a year to play 100% of the content. That is is not so lovely, okay? Especially from the quality that we get. The Warframe quest, we get a giant quest. like once a year, and that giant quest is like an hour to an hour and a half or 2 hours, something like that, which isn't really that long, you know. You have to wait an entire year for like an hour and a half story quest, which wait, my next talking points are actually, yeah, my next talking points are actually about the quest and story, which the quality that they bring in those hour to 2 hours is really good. I definitely do enjoy them. But now I played the old piece. This is the first time, by the way, for me. Now I've played the old piece. I gotta wait, I'm gonna assume a year until the tower update releases. I don't know exactly when, maybe like December or whatever. I gotta wait. Obviously, in between, we got a lot of major updates. The next update is the Shadowgrapher. I don't know how long, or I don't even know if we do get a quest. I don't know how long the quest would be if we do get one. But my assumption from looking from the outside in is going to be that you have one major update every single year. Or one giant update rather, which is going to be like 1999, the old piece, Whispers in the Walls, whatever. And then in between we get some smaller updates. So you have, I don't know if Angels of the Zariman was one. I honestly don't know. But you have like the Stalker quest that you had. It was like a little bit shorter, 30 to 40 minutes, something like that. Which all of this sounds like I'm being very negative about it. I'm not. Genuinely, I enjoy these so much, so I'm not. I'm not being negative about this at all, because this stems from me just wanting to see a lot more from the story, a lot more from the quest. And let me get back to this, okay? Because next point is going to be the quests. Coming into this game, people kept glazing the quest, kept glazing the story. Every single time I uploaded a video on a story quest, they would say it only gets better from here. It only gets better from here. And I 100% agree with that, man. My favorite quest so far would be, honestly, I don't think Old Piece is up there for me, I'm gonna be honest. And I did enjoy Old Piece. In terms of story, I enjoyed One Piece. Shout out One Piece. I enjoyed the Old Piece so much because there was a lot of context given. The story went full circle actually in the Old Piece. Man, it's just lovely, okay, it's just lovely. But coming back to the quest, genuinely, bro, I don't know. Every single quest, I was like, one thing I really love about these quests is the atmosphere. I don't know how to explain it. The 1999 atmosphere. I love the little jingle that they do, like the. If you follow me on Twitch, that is literally the sound that plays because I just love it so much. The atmosphere of me playing 1999, it was something else, man. It really was something else. Same for Whispers in the Walls. Same for every single quest, honestly. One thing I will say, I was always confused. There was not a point where I was not confused. And people were very mad at me for not understanding the story, which I find absurd, bro. Because the only thing I hear from people when they talk about the story is about how they don't understand it. Literal people who play Warframe, they always say how they don't understand the story. That is the main thing about the Warframe story. Yet people got mad at me for not understanding this. I remember this. I got something wrong in the story, and then people were like, bro, it was so annoying, bro. The main thing I hear people say about the story is how confusing it is, bro. And even now, I've watched a bunch of like lore videos. I definitely understand it. I don't understand everything, of course, which makes sense, but I have a much better understanding than I had before I start. Than when I started. Wow, that's a lot of stuttering in 1 minute. But I find it really absurd how many people got mad at the way that I played the game. They were mad that I talked over certain dialogues and stuff, which I could understand, but if you're watching this video, did you not already play the quest? Like, bro, shut up! I can talk as much as I want on this channel. You guys know about me, I'm a real yapper, okay? I love yapping, okay, major pause on this beforehand. I have a sore throat right now because I've been yapping for I don't know how long. I don't know how many minutes we are into the video currently. I've been recording for 1 hour and 10 minutes. My assumption is going to be, this is 25 minutes to 35 minutes into the video. If it's way longer than that, you guys can see I'm a real yapper, okay? I love yapping. But people got mad at me the way I played through the quest, which is just a thing from like people from the outside talking about this and that. Just let me play the game how I want to play the game, okay? We don't have to enjoy the game. I don't have to enjoy the game the same way you enjoy the game. But one thing I really want to see from Warframe is like, because this is the first time I've had to wait for an update, you know? I just played the old piece, I gotta wait for the tower update. What is there to do in between except from the major updates that come in between? Because I think you have like smaller events here and there, you have like smaller quests here and there. Is there like lore in between, like lore for the major quests that comes in forms of like codex lore things here and there? I don't know. Now let's get back to the story, okay? Let's get back to the story. Oh, quest is already done, okay? Let's get back to the story. No. Actually, let's not get back to the story. What I enjoyed most in this game is the quest. There are so many people who just play the quest just to get it done with, just to unlock the new stuff, and that is so sad to me. And you know, I've been ranting about people talking about you should play the game this way, you should play the game that way. Guys, please enjoy the quest. Like, bro, if you pay attention, it is so much fun, like uncovering different things. And then, for example, in the old piece, if you've paid attention to lore and stuff, you can get a bunch of different clues here and there for like what happened in the story. And it's so much fun, like uncovering things for yourself, basically, if you are familiar, just a little bit familiar with the lore in Warframe, right? I'm gonna try and give, I don't know what I said before this, but I forgot, so it's probably not important. Maybe it is important, I don't know. I'm gonna try and give like a small summary of the story for myself. Actually, I won't do that, I'm very bad at it, but from my understanding, what we have right now currently going on is we have Mr. Albrecht and Terati, okay? You are late. Mr. Crazy Cool Voice. Okay. That's enough. Enough glazing. Actually, no, that's not enough glazing, bro. Shout out this voice actor, really. Tenno, you should like and subscribe. Was that a good impression? I don't think so. Okay, okay. All jokes aside, honestly, I'm really proud of my "you are late" impression. Was that good, guys? No? Okay, alright. Nobody's laughing. Okay. I see how it is, youngins. Okay, enough joking. But generally, we have this guy Albrecht and Terati going into different time zones, where in those different time zones you have basically this guy Albrecht and Terati, he went into different time zones because in different time zones the man in the wall has more influence than not, so or the man in the wall is closer in certain time frames than he is in other time frames, so that's why we are time traveling all the time to 1999, I think 1799 in the Descendia stuff. I think so. I think that's the reason. And now we have done the operator story, which is old piece, and we have done the drifter story, which is 1999. And I think we're gonna be meeting up, or those two are gonna be meeting up inside of the Tau update again, which is quite exciting, isn't it, guys? I really want to see what they have in store for the Tau update, because from what I hear about it is that it's gonna be like a giant update, like a giant, like maybe the biggest we've ever seen. Pause. Whoa. Major pause on that, first of all. Second of all, there was actually no confirmation, I think so. But for my assumption, the Tau update is just going to be the largest update we've seen. I don't know why I'm assuming that. I just am assuming that. I don't know. But hey, I guess we'll never know. Okay, no. We'll cross that bridge when we come to it. Is that how you use that expression? I think so. But for example, you see me playing Hilcher right now. This is back to the gameplay stuff. I'm a flying muscle, like strong woman. Is that what's called? A strong woman? I could probably deadlift 1,000 pounds currently with this with this Warframe, but like yeah, there's a lot of different ways to play this game. Okay. But coming back to the story, like I absolutely love the story. The quests are very limited though. Yes, this and oh, I completely forgot about all of this. Basically, all the negative things I've said, literally what you could do is just counter that and say, well, it's a free game. That's all you have to say, because let's not forget the fact that this is a free game. I forgot about all of this. So all the negative things I've said about Warframe, do keep in mind that this is a completely free game. And when I say free game, this is probably the freest game out there, okay? Or let's say the freest live service game out there, probably. I say probably. I will say definitely. It's definitely the freest live service game out there. But yeah, I'm just happy with the quality that they bring inside of the quest, even though they are like an hour long. The longest quest that they have done is like the New War. I personally really enjoyed that. I remember when I played it, it was like an experience. I don't know how to explain it. I think most of you guys who've done it probably feel the same, but genuinely it was like an actual experience, right? And honestly, I don't know, I'm glazing the game a lot, which rightfully so, I am glazing the game a lot. But there are so many positive aspects to this game that you just like, what is there to say negatively? Like, come on, bro. I think most of us are very like curious to see what is gonna happen in the future for this game, what the future has in store for us for this game, or what DE has in store for us for the future of this. What am I talking about? I just realized what DE has in store for us and for the future of this game. Wow. There we go. But there really isn't enough glazing you can do to this game. Okay, major pause on that. Actually, resume on that. How about that? Resume on that. How about that? And I also have a separate part for this, reserved for this. Okay, guys, I have a separate part reserved for this, which is going to be cosmetics. Okay, cosmetics, fashion, whatever you want to call it. Okay, we're gonna have a look. A lot of people, I said this earlier, a lot of people say that the true end game of Warframe is fashion framing. Do I agree with that? No. Actually, honestly, I don't know. You know what? Actually, I don't even know what I think about it myself. I don't know what I think about it myself. I really just said that. You know what? Yes, I really just said that. But I have some fashion frames that I'm really happy about. The way that I built them, the way that I made them look. If you know anything about my fashion sense inside of Warframe, actually inside of Destiny as well, it's going to be flamboyant, I guess. This one, I wouldn't really say it's flamboyant. Nah, this one isn't. Nah, okay, wait. Let me show you some ones. Okay, you definitely have Nova Prime, a little bit flamboyant. This skin as well, shout out whoever gifted this to me. And if you have a look at Citrine, I got a purple, I got a pink, you know, you can see this, you can see that. My Gauss, okay, this is not the Gauss I'm talking about. It's this Gauss that I'm talking about, yes. Very flamboyant as well. But there are so many different ways you can fashion these Warframes. I will show you guys my Wukong, which this is a monkey. This is not the one I'm talking about. The monkey. My monkey looks. I don't know how I made a monkey look zesty, okay, but I did, okay. This is what my Wukong Prime looks like compared to my normal Wukong, I guess very similar enough. Then this is what my Wisp Protoframe looks like, Valkyrie Prime. Valkyrie Prime, I have a lot of different fashions. I have 3 different fashions. I say a lot, it's not a lot. This one, lovely. This one, lovely. This one, lovely, bro. This one's probably my proudest one. So many different ways to how you can fashion these like Warframes. This is not the Caramel one I will use. This is the Caramel one I use, which you saw earlier. I kind of like that it's like, it looks cosmic almost. You see the black is like a really dark black. And then I use the Didiyama Ephemera. And you can see it's like it's stars or something, a sea of stars in his body, pause. Then side 09 you see a lot of different colors, a lot of different things going on. This one, okay, wow, ignore that one. Ignore that one. But generally you could just make these Warframes whatever you want them to be. Make them as colorful, make them as bland, make them as dark as possible, whatever. And whenever I on stream build a new Warframe or get a new Warframe out of the foundry, the very first thing I do is start doing fashion frame. Sometimes it takes me 5 minutes, sometimes it takes me like, I don't know, 20 minutes or something, okay? This is what my daggers looks like, not really lovely. My Gara, ignore this one. Gara Prime. Bro, this might be the best fashion I've ever seen. I copied this, by the way. This isn't even a finished look, by the way, so just so you know that. My Garuda looks like this, I don't know. Hydroid also looks kinda, you know, a little bit too much. My Mag, okay, ignore the Mag. I never did that. My proudest one, Kullervo. Almost forgot about this. This Kullervo I made completely myself. Bro, no inspiration even. This is probably the best looking Warframe I have in my inventory. We also have this one. I don't really like this one as much. This is more for like, honestly, I don't even know how to explain it. This is just my proudest fashion, okay? Proudest fashion ever. Shout out Kullervo. Ooh, Revenant, actually, I also really like this Revenant skin, what I did with it. Protea, a lot going on, as you can see. Also very lovely. I don't know, I really just wanted to reserve like a full spot for I guess the fashion side of Warframe, you know. But all in all, how has my experience changed for Warframe, or my opinions on Warframe from day 1 to day 100? Honestly, opinions, I wouldn't really say anything changed too much. My perspective, I would say, I'm just glad I got really powerful, okay? I'm building more Warframes day by day. Building more weapons day by day. It's a nice experience. I try to diversify as much as possible so I don't get burned out this early on, you know. But like honestly, I don't think I've ever played a game in a large succession except for Destiny, other than, well, this like past 100 days I've had with Warframe, you know. Warframe has made me money, guys. It has made me a lot of money. A lot of money is a stretch. It has made me more money than I've ever made in the span of like what, since August, I think. Actually, Warframe is the reason I'm monetized. Is that true? Actually, that is not true. That is actually not true. Never mind. It was Destiny hate videos that got me monetized. The start of my monetization started with Warframe, okay? Long story short. I've grown the most with Warframe. I've had the most views with Warframe, the most positive feedback with Warframe. No matter what Destiny video I made, people always hated it, bro. No matter what I did, I could glaze the game, I could hate on the game, I could stay as neutral as possible. people would just comment, dislike, talking about, bro still plays Destiny in 2025, and then just leave. Okay, so luckily Warframe does not have a toxic community like that, okay? Different weapons, different Warframes, different this, different that, different game modes. There's a lot of things. You can get bored with this game very easily. You also can not get bored with this game very easily because there is just so much to do. You can get overwhelmed because there's so much to do. You can get overwhelmed because there's so much story to digest. And people will clown you for not understanding a story that is very hard to understand, by the way. Sorry, gotta mention it again. Just had to. But long story short, don't forget to like, subscribe, check out my Warframe playlist, check out my Resident Evil playlist, check out my Destiny videos, check out every single playlist, every single VOD on my channel from every single live stream. And comment, I am the champion of 2026 real soon. And I'm not talking about me, I'm talking about you. Whoever's typing it right now, you are the champion of 2026. Make this your best year you've ever experienced. Make this your best... Let me stop making those sounds, I'm sorry. Okay, have a great day, see you later, bye.